this is nothing to fear of. I saw a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, I hope this is not me. And I totally understand it. When I was in my early 20s, I would have been so disgusted if this was my life now, because I just thought like to be single when you're 30 and to not be in the position to even like be living on your own and things like that would just be like, you're so behind in life and you're obviously failing. But now that I'm here, I totally understand that life and everyone's journey has a different way of evolving and moving forward. And you should never ever feel ashamed or embarrassed for where you are at any stage in your life, because it's your life and everyone is going through different challenges. So don't let the fear cripple you from living where you are right now, and don't let it take away from the present life that you're in. So if you're in your early 20s or maybe your late teens or your mid 20s and you're seeing this and you're like, oh my God, I really hope this doesn't happen to me, you're gonna be okay if it does, because your relationship or being in a relationship does not define you. And I feel like it's one of the big things that we think it does. Like,
Yeah, life is a dynamic equilibrium. I mean, life is constantly moving and constantly changing. And everyone has different experiences in life, and everyone's life evolves differently. So, like she said, we should just be positive, just live your life and keep moving. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. But you should be prepared for the worst. You should be prepared that it's gonna happen, and you should also be prepared that it might not happen.
no one is gonna think less of you or more of you if you're in a relationship or not. Like, that should not be who you are or what you do with your life. You don't need to identify yourself by being someone who's in a relationship. So just know that if this video is reaching you,
Yeah, unfortunately, like she said, your relationship doesn't define you, but it all depends on the kind of culture where you come from. Like, for instance, where I come from, if you're 30 and you're not married, society is gonna pressurize you. I mean, oh my God. Your aunties are going to be asking you like, oh, when are you bringing your man? When are you getting married? And where I come from, there is always one celebration to another. People are getting married. There's a traditional marriage. There's this, there's that. And you cannot avoid meeting the elders, the aunties, the uncles, those people who are always poking you, always asking you questions that they're not supposed to ask. I mean, someone will even ask you, like, when are you going to have a baby? When are you going to bring the man? When they fully know that you don't have a man, but they will keep poking you, like, when are you going to bring a man? Especially if you are attending a marriage or a traditional marriage or something that is related to someone that is younger than you, like a younger lady than you, they will be probing you. Look at her. She's younger than you. She's getting married. What about you? When are you bringing your man? I don't you know that you're getting old? When do you really want to have kids? Do you want to wait until you're 50 before you start having kids? I mean, they will poke you, and these things get to you. You know, we are humans. These things get to you. And also, if you look around and see all your friends are getting married, all your mates are getting married, they have started a family, they have kids, you also feel so bad. You feel so bad to the extent that you will be so desperate, and you'll be trying to get any man that comes your way. You'll be trying to get the man to make you his wife or keep you in a long-term relationship. So this all depends on the culture. Like she said, in the Western world, you can just you can make peace with that, and you live in peace. People will not poke you. People are not going to pressurize you. People are not going to be dragging you everywhere they see you. I mean, in some cases, like in Africa, like Trevor Noah said something, like he was invited to an event, and then in the invitation, it was Mr. Trevor Noah. And then he called and asked that, please, can I bring another person? Like, I have my girlfriend. Can I bring my girlfriend? And they said, is she your wife or your girlfriend? I mean, must it be your wife? So you see how society places so much emphasis on marriage, on long-term relationship. Like a woman has to be a woman only when she's attached to a man. A woman has to be a woman only when she's attached to a name, a man's name, you know. So this is what is stirring the pot. This is where the pressure comes from. Because if we didn't have this kind of pressure from society, the patriarchal system, where women are only going to be known or to be seen when they're attached to a man, they are only going to be respected only when they're attached to a man, you know, we wouldn't be having this kind of pressure. I mean, so many women are they're under so much pressure. They want to get married. Oh, they want to have kids. They're so under so much pressure. Like she said, life doesn't revolve around being attached to a man. Life doesn't revolve around being in a relationship. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, life goes on. Because you know what? Even when you get married, even when you have kids, you still have your own life. You still have your own life. But all the same, in conclusion, everyone wants to be loved and they also want to love. Everyone wants to love and be loved. That's how I'll put it. Okay. Everyone wants to love and be loved in return. Everyone wants reciprocal love, you know. But then life is hard. Like how they say it, it's not a hard and fast rule that it has to be a certain way, you know. You can have all the love in your heart, in your life, that you want to give someone effortlessly, truly, you know, but the person doesn't reciprocate. They don't want, and you're not going to force this person to be with you or to love you or to like you or to be with you in a long-term relationship or to say I do or to propose to you, you know, all these things. You can't. That's life. That's how life is. So life doesn't revolve only around being with a man or being married or being attached to a man. We women have to make peace with that. And not everyone is going to find her Mr. Right. Not everyone. Because it depends on the energy that we give out. The energy that you give out is the same energy you attract. So if you're someone who gives out negative energy or toxic energy, toxicity, that's what you're going to attract. And you only have toxic men and men with bad energy. And your experience with men in a long-term relationship will always be bad. So it all depends. It all depends on so many factors.
And you do feel like you're behind in life, or you're the only one that's never been in a relationship, or you just feel like you can't relate to your friends because they're in relationships and they don't know what it feels like to be single all the time, you're absolutely not alone. And I hope that I can at least help you realize that you are so much more than being in a relationship, or who you date, or who you marry, or being a mom, or any of those sorts of things. Like, yes, those are part of your life and part of who you are, but they're not everything about you. So trust me when I say you're going to be okay. Everything will work out how it's supposed to. You are not alone. And while I don't fully know that for myself, that's something that I have to believe in, because then I'm just creating this like negative energy around myself and putting myself down and making myself really feel really like sad and pitied about where I'm at in my life, instead of trying to enjoy where I am.